Today we're going to rank in all the Final Fantasy X party members. Now we have to set some rules for this ranking. We got to get into it first. So all the party members will be ranked based on their abilities that are available in the normal spirit grid, and you'll be getting it on the main story. Alright, so we're including everything you get in the main story, including like the different attribute spheres and different like ability spheres, like the black magic spheres you'll get later on, or maybe the friend spheres and that. But we're not mostly going to include the friend spheres, like return spheres, those kinds of things, right? Alright, so we're including all that. Overdrives as well, we'll be ranking them based on how useful they are in the party. Not so much their characters, usefulness in the story. It's going to be most about battles, all about battles, actually. And like, so yeah, overdrive's going to play into it. Ability's going to play into it, stats, whatever else. Let's get right into it. The worst party member, in my opinion, in Final Fantasy X would have to be Lulu. And I know what some people are going to put Kimahri above Lulu, but I don't, or below Lulu, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I understand the reason you may have her higher, but I don't have her higher myself. After a certain point, she's just not useful. Her damage output is not great. She's just like so slow when it comes to her magic and everything else. Her spells are all just like, the black magic spells are good for just like dealing magic damage. And like, yeah, some bosses around it are designed for it. And her overdrive just sucks as another thing too. It's just a shitty overdrive. And it's good when you get good stats, but her stats are just so bad, is the thing, that you won't end up really finding any use for this overdrive ability, is the thing, alright? And yes, you can say that, you know, a lot of bosses are designed around her elemental attacks, alright? And that is true. But then here's the problem with that, is that you can just get elemental attacks on your normal party members' abilities, so there you go, she just sucks the big ones. Oh well, who cares? Kimahri is the blue mage and the Ronce of the group, and I put the Ronce part in because, well, he has this Lancet ability, which I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. You can use it to absorb enemy abilities, and it will fill your overdrive ability. Then, you will learn those abilities from enemies, and you can use them. Awesome. And that's the main reason about Lulu, is because some of these are actually pretty good. But his main stats in attacking and everything else that he has just sucks. His like route on the spear grid is crap. You won't get many good stat buffs in his path, and like you're gonna get a couple abilities that are not great. And you're supposed to go to other party members' abilities, is the idea of it, right? The thing is, you want to stick to one of them. You don't stick to one of them, you stick to multiple, you're gonna have no stat buffs. Even by the time you get to another party member's spear grid, you're gonna have no abilities. She's gonna be so underleveled and understaffed that it's just not even worth doing. So like, yeah, there's just no good way to go with them, and that just sucks. He's useless pretty much. I hardly ever use him, to tell you the truth. So yeah, pretty near the bottom. Finally, we're getting to some actually good party members. We're gonna be starting here with Rikku. She's very good. Being the thief of this game means she's able to steal items from enemies, and on top of that, she can also use those items she stole, and that's really awesome. Some of the items you steal are pretty overpowered, like the healing orb, or what's that? I can't remember what it's called near the end of the game, where it heals all your party members to full health. That's amazing, right? And her overdrive, which is mix, which is just awesome. It has the potential to be insane. You mix two items that you can steal, or just ones you have in your inventory, together to make one more powerful item that do a ton of damage, or maybe do a ton of spell damage, you know, with like level 3 spells. Or just something insane, right? It's awesome. It's really, really cool. And that's really what makes her so good. But the problem is she has low defense and low attack and low health. Because of course she's a thief. And I find most of the time when you're using Rikku, she just dies. Like you'll switch her in, you'll steal something, and then the enemy will attack her, she'll die. And that's usually how it goes. And then her overdrive gets filled, and there you go. So like she's useful, but she just dies so often because her stats just suck so much. It's like, it's great, you know, being the thief and all that. But when your stats suck as much as they do, it's not great. And her overdrive is crucial in spear grid challenges, but if you do grind her though and get near the end of her thing, it's not too bad. So she's not bad by any means. Just, you gotta know how to use them. And my man Wakka is a great party member to have. His range means he can hit enemies that are in the back row, similar to what a magic user can do. And his ability, like darkness and silence, can be very useful depending on the enemy you're facing. Although it can be a bit situational, but it is kind of powerful. But his accuracy is amazing. So that is really good for hidden enemies that have high evasiveness and low health. But he doesn't have a lot of strength because of that, and I know, it's like, of course he doesn't, but like, it just brings him down because like you really want that good strength, you know what I mean? Like, it's great to be able to hit those enemies and all that, but eventually like Tidus and that can be able to hit them later on, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, it's always not the best. But he's using like his abilities. The problem with them too is that a lot of the late game enemies and bosses especially are immune to them, so it's like he almost becomes pointless in a lot of ways. Another thing too is that his overdrive abilities are all unlocked by playing Blitzball. If you're like me, you'll never get any of them because I hate Blitzball. Cannot stand it. it is awful. Man, you get to use slots, which is pretty good, but like, I don't know, you just get sick of using it. But another thing too, you get the TKO ball right at the beginning, going with the stone touch. Man, that thing's insane. You just slay enemies like crazy. You just destroy so many strong enemies later on. They're like mini bosses. You just touch them and they die. It's like, wow. Yeah, it's crazy, man. He's pretty good overall. He's not the best, but you know what? He's not a bad party member. He's very useful, again, if you know what you're doing. He just kind of feels situational, which is the biggest problem with him, but still not bad. Auron is the high damage dealer and piercer of the group, and that alone makes him good. On top of that, he has a bunch of use abilities like Power Break, lowering an enemy's strength, or Armor Break, making it so other primaries can just use the normal attacks on the enemy. And then even Mental Break, which also breaks his magic defense. So like you can just keep on pouncing on enemies, doing a ton of damage to them, regardless of how high their defense is. Because of him, you can lower attacks. It's great. His overdrive abilities are also really awesome. They're very easy to use. They're easy to get as well. You just gotta find the jet orbs all over the game, and some of them aren't that easy to find. But they're not that bad. It's better than doing Blitzball. We'll give him that, right? So yeah, he's not bad at all. One of the better party members in Final Fantasy X. Now Tidus, whatever you want to call him, he has the benefit of being the main character, and he's pretty good. One of the best in games. He's in stat line with his main path and the spear grid. Everything is balanced because again, he's the main character. But here's the thing that makes him so much fun than other characters. So on top of those good stats he has some really good abilities in white magic spells that he does learn. But he also learns haste spells. He also learns slow spells. And if the boss you're fighting is not immune to slow, combine that with haste and you'll just wreck a boss because they won't be able to do any turns. You'll just overwhelm them with turns and do a ton of damage and boom, bada bing, done. Right? So you learn haste naga, slow naga, great, awesome. Then he also has other ones which are huge, like quick hit and the delay attacks. You know, if you hit with quick hit, it's a guaranteed free hit. That's his last ability. It does quite a lot of MP, but it's still insane. The delay attacks, they're not immune to that. It's the same thing. You delay their attacks by a ton, and you just keep on going. It's like, wow. And then on top of that, he has overdrive abilities that are like easy to use, easy to unlock, and very powerful. Slice and Dice is great for overkilling enemies. You can cheese a lot of enemies if you just hold back with him and use Cheer. Get him really strong, and then just Slice and Dice, and you just do a ton of damage. Plus, he has the Brotherhood, gets you like 15% strength bonus with a Water Strike. The Water Strike can suck, but like the 50% strike bonus, oh man, you'll do so much more damage at the time. It's just awesome. He's such a good character. It's crazy. Now we have the best party member in Final Fantasy X. That would be Yuna. One huge reason for that is that it's simple. Her Aeons. She is the summoner of the group, of course, so she has the ability to summon them, and they will increase with her stats. That's awesome. And most of the story ones are nothing special or anything to write home about. And then you get Bahamut, who's just insane. He'll hit above the limit by the time you get him. And he's just perk for overkilling bosses, dealing a ton of damage, taking care of normal enemies that get in your way, all sorts of stuff. He's insane, right? She also has a very high magic stat. And she only learns white magic spells, but you will get a black magic spear later in the game. So you can learn the black magic spells from Lulu and then just make her your mage instead of Lulu. And then Lulu's even more useless. And yeah, you just do a ton of damage with her that way. Plus the healing, plus the summoning, and then you get the Grand Summon as her overdrive ability, getting a guaranteed overdrive for your summons. So it's just like, and then plus if you have it ready at the end, use the Grand Summon, you can overdrive, you get hit once, get another overdrive, 2 in a row. Man, she does so much damage, man. She's so good. It's crazy. The healing on top of the summoning. Normally, white mages aren't that good, but man, she's just like the exception to that, man. Just insane. So powerful. Best party member in the game. Guys, that's the list there for Final Fantasy X party members ranked. Let me know what you all thought of it down in the comments below, how wrong I am, and who your favorite party member is, and why do you think that Yuna's not the best one, and who you think the best one is. I don't really care. Who cares? Let me know what you think of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like. I will see you all later.